Hey, what's going on? Chris Warzakowski here from theemailcopywriter.com. Got another video for you today. This one is all about the best email marketing softwares that you can use to make more sales in 2022 and beyond. So what I want to do is I want to focus on four platforms that I like best. Now, there's tons of email marketing software. They all have unique pros and cons, advantages, disadvantages. And obviously, depending on what kind of business you have, what kind of products you sell, it's going to differ a little bit. But what I wanted to do is kind of break this up into two parts. And essentially, I'm going to break this up in terms of, the first part being if you sell a physical product, and then we're going to look at two, softwares that are really good for physical product or e-commerce businesses. And then we'll look at two platforms that are good for digital product businesses. So this could be if you sell courses, if you're a blogger, if you're a content creator, a coach, a consultant, an agency, things like that. So we're going to kind of look at the pros and cons of each one. So the first one that I want to look at is Drip. Now, I used to use Drip. I love Drip. I really love their UX inside the platform. They've been around for a while, and I know they kind of, over the last couple of years, went through this recent rebranding and kind of dug really deep into the e-commerce space. But even if you don't sell e-commerce, it can be a really powerful platform if you don't sell physical products. But what Drip does is it has some really awesome integrations. It has really awesome an automation builder. I love how they have a focus on plain text email broadcast. They also have recently built a new design editor functionality, so you can do more design heavy emails and have design elements and pictures and dynamic product blocks and things like that. Obviously, depending on your email strategy, at my agency, we like to use a lot of plain text. So I really love that Drip makes it easy to do that. Although it's not the only thing that you can do with their email software. They have a lot of these, they have a great visual automation builder. They have a lot of dynamic blocks that you can include. Their tagging. One thing I loved about them so much was how robust their tagging and segmentation system is. So what happens is with Drip is one of these platforms, like most email platforms, where all of your subscribers go into one main list, and then you can create segments based on specific characteristics. And one thing I'll say about them, the next one I'm going to show you has the next software I'll show you has a really good segmentation tool also, but I absolutely adored Drip's segmentation tool because there's just so many pieces so many different data points that you could use to create really awesome customer segments, or subscriber segments. So that is where they really, really shine. So I love their builder. I love their automation builder. I love their email builder. I love their segmentation tool. They do things like forms and pop-ups. They have an SMS now as well, though I haven't played around too much with that tool, but Drip is definitely a solid option. In terms of the pricing, I don't think it's terrible. Obviously it depends on how many subscribers you have. You have 15,000 contacts, $200 a month. That seems pretty standard. It's a little bit more if you have some SMS. But again, this is definitely one to consider. Very strong. It has great integrations, I believe, with Shopify and possibly with some other shopping carts as well. There's a full integration list: Magento, WooCommerce, BigCommerce, all that stuff. So very good tool. I highly recommend Drip. I love Drip. The only reason I'm not still on Drip is just because they're more focused on selling physical products, or having customers who sell physical products. And with my core business, we sell a lot of digital courses and coaching and things like that. So for me, I wanted to find an email platform that was built more for people like me rather than people who are selling physical products. So nothing wrong with it, though. I mean, I could still use it today if I wanted to, but I definitely highly recommend Drip. So that's the first one. Staying in the e-commerce realm, or the e-commerce world, is Klaviyo. I think actually yesterday Klaviyo just released this new branding. So I got to tell you, one thing about Klaviyo is it's awesome. Out of all the e-commerce softwares we've worked with, I think it has the best hand-in-glove integration with Shopify. I believe, if my memory serves correct, it was actually built for Shopify. Literally, the people who created it were like, we need to create the perfect email platform for people who use Shopify. So it's super powerful. In terms of all the things that it can do. They have a great builder, great email builder. It's very simple to use. It's very robust on the inside in terms of, first of all, the integrations are incredible. You can pull in so many different pieces or characteristics for segmentation that link up with Shopify nicely. You can see the revenue from each email that you're making, which is super important. They have, just like Drip, they have a great visual automation builder, which makes it super easy to build flows and automations and things like that. They have an SMS tool built in. Trying to think what else I love about them. Their analytics are great. They have really awesome, I know as being an agency partner, excuse me, the level of data and analytics that they show you, they get super detailed. So they have super detailed analytics reports. If you like to geek out on the numbers, Klaviyo is definitely, I know Drip is good as well, but I think Klaviyo possibly might have a little bit better an analytics dashboard. So their pricing I know is probably, maybe similar to Drip. If we put, let's see, 20,000 subscribers and we calculate, so it might be a little more pricey depending on the plan you're using, the amount of subscribers you have. But the way I look at pricing for email software, like that's one of those things where like, okay, you pay $350 a month, but you could make, if you have 15,000 subscribers, you should be making at least 100x, or a 10x return would be 3,500. 100x return would be 35,000. If you have 15,000 subscribers, there's no reason you shouldn't be making 35K a month. So 100x return, there's not too many other marketing tools that will give you returns like that. And again, I'm not guaranteeing that or saying that you'll get that, but it probably shouldn't be hard to do that. We've had brands that have had 20,000 people on their list, and we're pulling down $100,000 months from from email alone. So I wouldn't be scared off by that. They have A/B testing, a lot of good stuff. Klaviyo is definitely solid, right up there with Drip, but pretty solid stuff. Moving on, ConvertKit. Now those first two were more for physical products. This one, you sell digital products like myself. You have courses, you have coaching programs, you have book funnels and things like that. ConvertKit's probably a good option. I've been using ConvertKit for years now. Excuse me, for coming up on 3 years. They are a very simple tool to use, but they have enough functionality where you can do everything that you need. So what I like about ConvertKit is the simplicity. It's also very, pricing wise, it's very, it's cheap actually. I mean, I have, 6,000 or so subscribers. So I have the pro plan because I want more functionality in terms of the Facebook custom audiences and those kind of things. I don't love their subscriber scoring. I don't think it's that useful. But besides that, it's super simple to use. It's super easy to look at your stats for list growth. I send a daily email, sometimes 2 emails a day. I love their broadcast tool. I think their broadcast email editor or their campaign, when you send out like just an email blast, is super easy to use, and I just prefer it compared to all the other ones. It's just very intuitive. Their automations are good too. We don't do as many automations with my own business just because I'm emailing so often, so aggressively. But they do have an automation builder. And one thing I like about ConvertKit is they have a very good leadership team, I think. The founder has a pretty good vision for it. He seems to make a lot of smart moves, and they're building some better functionality too into the tool. So I'm definitely big on ConvertKit. I think if you're looking for somewhere to start and you're not sure where to go and you sell, non-physical products, ConvertKit you can't go wrong with. After that, we have ActiveCampaign. We actually have an ActiveCampaign as well because of the automation capabilities that it has, and also for some of the paid traffic campaigns that we're doing. So ActiveCampaign, when we talk about like bells and whistles, ActiveCampaign has like all the bells and whistles. It's got everything. It's definitely a little more pricey than something like ConvertKit, but I think you get more value for the price that you are paying. It does everything from like CRM, it does SMS. There's just so, automation goals. They have a great automation builder. They have pipelines. They have like smart sending in terms of, they could use analytics and determine when people are going to open your emails, highest likelihood, and they could send out that way. There's just a lot of cool stuff you can do. You can gather great data on your subscribers and customers. In terms of page tracking, things like that. That's one thing I wish ConvertKit had was page tracking within the profiles, but maybe they'll add it in the future, hopefully. You can do lead scoring as well. There's a lot of cool stuff that you can do with ActiveCampaign. It's super robust. It has literally everything you'll probably ever need in email software. But obviously the price is just a little bit higher. So yeah, that's it. Those are the best email softwares. Obviously, there's more. If you want me to review any other ones or you have any specific questions about any of these platforms, feel free to drop a comment below. And if you like this video and you want to see more, or you want to see me kind of dive a little bit deeper into any one of these in particular, or talk about some other softwares that maybe you've been considering, I can give you my opinion on them. Just like this video, drop a comment for me, make sure you subscribe to my channel, make sure you sign up for my list at theemailcopywriter.com, and see you next time.